Welcome, Dave here. And this is the next chapter in sharing solutions to what keeps business owners and CEOs up at night. Today, we have a real treat. And because one of the issues that I hear from my Philadelphia and Lehigh Valley Vistage members a ton about is how do I get the right data to run my business? And so, as a Vistage chair, I run into some of the best professional services people that there are out there working hard to help business owners and CEOs. And today I have Ryan Walter, Pro CFO Partners Managing Director here from the Philadelphia area. And he's a trusted advisor to Vistage. And so I'm going to just jump right in it and introduce Ryan. Ryan, say hello and just a little bit of background on yourself.
Having me. Hopefully we can help people sleep a little bit easier after this today. It's a pleasure to be on. I've had the pleasure to work with Pro CFO Partners here in our greater Philadelphia, South Jersey, Eastern Pennsylvania region for almost a year, and it's a real joy being part of their growth trajectory.
That's great. So, some people think, and I've run into this with my Vistage members, that CFOs, glorified accountants. Is that resonate at all with you?
Well, I'd say CFO is a title, and it really, from my perspective, comes down to the impact someone has. And my definition of a CFO is someone who is providing strategic insight and guidance and is a strategic catalyst for growth for a company. So a true CFO is someone who is helping that company stare out the windshield and chart their course to where they want to go.
That makes a lot of sense. And when you say charting where you want to go, are you talking strictly about costs or there are other things involved? Because I hear a lot of conversation that it's really around costs, and I'm not thinking that. I think there's more to it than that. What do you think?
Well, managing costs is important, but probably everyone's heard the idiom, you can't cut your way to growth. And that's important. And for many, the path to growth comes from looking forward and aligning to your goals and figuring out what you need to be doing now to achieve those objectives in the future. How does your budget tie into achieving your goals? How do you get to that point? And I think that's so critical because we have to look at that direction in order to really see that impact of the top line.
Yeah, it makes sense. So how do you determine what the right data is to run a company? And how do you find all that out?
Well, we are in a sea of data. Definitely not a problem in most places. And I think it comes down to two things. One, you have to start with what are your strategies and goals? Where are you trying to go? Because you have to measure your performance to that. Otherwise, you're measuring something that's in essence useless. And I think that's a key. I think the other problem, though, we do see on the data side is we have to make sure our systems and processes align to how we want to operate and where we want to go. Because otherwise, those are the fundamental components of how we get our data. And those need to be aligned to where we want to go. And then from there, we need to be looking at the items that are important to help us gain the insight to make informed decisions.
Gotcha. Well, here's an acronym that I hear and I see a lot, and I talk to my members about KPIs, key performance indicators. And there's other terminology around the same thing. So what's your perspective on KPIs and the importance of KPIs in a business?
Look, KPIs are important, and I look at them as almost waypoints or way markers on your way to the journey. Are we on track? Are we getting to where we're going? And there's often things that do help us. So if we look at forward-looking KPIs, if we're trying to do certain things in the sales space, what does the funnel look like? That helps us understand, are our activities working? Does this look like it will support where we're going for revenue? If we have goals on cash and wanting to free up cash, well, what does our AR look like? When are we recovering things? And is there any way to improve that? Because if those things aren't on path, we know we're not going to be able to achieve what we want. We're not going to have the funds, the capital to get to where we want to go. So I think KPIs, again, are critical, tying back to your strategy and goals to really help you understand, are we on the way there? Similar to, am I seeing the right exit signs on the road so I know I'm heading in the right direction towards my destination?
Oh, that's a good way to put it. And part-time CFO, so a little bit about what you do. So how do you add value to, because I know a lot of my members are very interested in having you be part of of their professional services network?
Sure. You know, the way we look at it is big companies have the access to and utilization of wonderfully strategic CFOs who are there to help them chart the course. You look at any of these Fortune 500 companies, they're there, they're completely strategic, and they're completely helping drive huge activity. Why not be able to provide that at a wonderful level and a wonderful level of expertise to smaller and mid-sized businesses? The reason they often can't bring on a CFO to that level is cost. They can't return it. They don't get the value back. But at our model, which is about providing expert CFOs who aren't just there as consultants, they're there to fill that role, to be that leader, to be someone who not just has the idea, but executes on it and drives you forward. That's really what we're built on, to help those small and mid-sized businesses by bringing that expertise, bringing that insight, and helping them grow. And for most, they only need them for a couple days a month because that's sort of what's warranted there. And that's really what we're built on. And that's why we enjoy, again, being part of that growth trajectory with organizations.
Yeah, as a strategic partner, I hear a lot of great things about what you do for Vistage members. But you're not only just for Vistage members. So if somebody wants to be in contact with you and be in contact and learn more about Pro CFO Partners, tell me, how would they do that?
Sure thing. Well, you're always welcome to reach out, regardless of whether you want to work with us directly or you just have questions and you're interested in learning more. We're always happy to have a discussion. And I can be reached at ryan.walter@procfopartners.com.
That's great. Well, thanks. Well, unfortunately, our time is up. You know, these are quick snippets and quick little blurbs that we use here to try to educate and inform. And so we'll have to call it a day today. So we'll see you soon and take care now.